After the release of WWE 2K20, 2K right now sits in a weird spot amongst the wrestling game community, and without Yuke's 2K/Visual Concepts, now has to deliver a game on their own. 2K will go on to skip releasing WWE 2K20, which would add an additional year for them to get the game ready. Which leads us into today's video, which focuses on WWE 2K22 and the top 5 things as a content co-creator I would like to see in this game. Alright, coming in at number 5, smarter AI. AI versus AI matches could be extremely fun, and it's always surprising to see the computer trying to put on a 5-star classic. As a booker and content creator, I'm very much into the immersion that is pro wrestling. Right now, as it currently stands, the sliders are a little bit hit or miss, and sometimes wrestlers don't go for certain pins, they're stuck in corners, they run in place, they trying to climb the ropes but they just stand there, and referees, they get hit and get right back up as if nothing ever happened. OMG moments. The AI doesn't use enough of those, but they should be using a lot more OMG moments to create a better 5-star match. What about weapons? Better weapons and environment interaction. Seems like when you put characters into Falls Count Anywhere, they normally stay in the ring. When you put them in TLC matches, they don't go for ladders, they rarely go for chairs. Do they do any of these things? We should have an option to control, or even pick rather, what type of weapons these characters love to go for. Like, what's their favorite weapon? What do they like to do? But the interaction with these weapons need to happen, because having a hardcore match and no one's being hardcore defeats the purpose. Oh, let's not forget, what about Hell in a Cell? When you're having a Hell in a Cell match and no one climbs the cage or tries to break out of the cell or use the environment of the cell itself, to me it defeats the purpose. And I think they need to work on the AI versus AI, or just the AI overall attention to detail. It's the little things that go a long way when it comes to a wrestling video game. Alright, and coming in at number 4, better universe mode. I know a lot of us spend a lot of time here in universe mode, probably more than we do since they took away the road to WrestleMania and all those cutscenes that we were used to in SmackDown versus Raw. But I believe a better universe mode, they need to work on it. It's been improving slowly but surely. We're getting there. I know a lot of people are screaming for GM mode. I would love to have that in universe mode, just modified for universe mode. But they need to work on the rivalries. Those need to be better and have more meaning and have meaningful matches. You have 4 weeks and then there's a pay-per-view, or maybe 3 weeks and then a pay-per-view, and within those 3 to 4 weeks you're fighting your rival, and then when the pay-per-view happens, it's not special anymore because you done saw this match 3 weeks in a row. You know, they need to book that a little bit better when it comes down to you dealing with your rivalries in universe mode. Another thing is the promo meters. For me, those promo meters need to be moved. They're in a very bad spot. The promo meters need to be smaller or lowered. Those bars get in the way when I'm filming and it breaks the immersion. Those boxes, they sometimes are overlaid over the wrestlers themselves. So in universe mode, I believe if you're going to do promos, maybe lower those boxes so that way, you know, in editing and filming, we can cut those things out. But overall, universe mode has been, you know, improving, but I think tightening up on the rivalries and their matches and the promos would make universe mode a lot better, with the added incentive that they put in some kind of GM mechanic within the universe mode itself. Alright, coming in at number 3, new match types. I know this has been discussed by a lot of people, but we do need more match types in wrestling games. I know it seems like we have enough right now, but so many, there's 8-man, there's Battle Royals, there's Royal Rumbles, but you can never, and I mean never, have enough matches. I quit, all that. Let's go into a few of them. Casket matches, okay? Barbed wire matches. I quit match. Bring back the Inferno match. More backstage areas. I can't stress that enough. The backstage interaction, wrestlers go all over the place when they're wrestling, and more interaction with the backstage environments would be great. And I love the way they used to do it, like fighting in the kitchen. I know that might have to induce a cutscene or some kind of load screen, but come on, I need to have more places to beat people up and film stuff. In the gender matches, male versus females, male and female tag team, and then that would create a whole bunch of things like mixed match challenge. They definitely need to bring back intergender matches, because the females, to me right now, when it comes down to WWE, they put on better matches than the guys do. So bring in the intergender matches. Also, special guest referee. How can you leave this out? How can we leave out the special guest referee? Like this right here, I've been screaming to have back in the game for so long. It is so fun to be able to control the match. What about beat the clock? Have a beat the clock mode where you have to go through a gauntlet match and you have to do it within a certain time frame and period. You need to bring that back. Championship Scramble. What happened with that? I know a lot of people wasn't fond of Championship Scramble. Me, I wasn't at first about it, but then when you think about the layers that could be made through a storyline with Championship Scramble, they need to bring that back. We need to definitely have, more interaction with the crowds. My suggestion, 2K, if you really want to do this the right way, want fighting in the crowd, check this out. How about every time they get thrown over, like those OMG moments, and it gets put on the rail and they get knocked over into the crowd, just make a cutscene where the crowd moves away, and then at that point, it's a whole new area where it shows people that are standing out of the way, and you're now fighting in the crowd. That's just an idea, 2K. You can thank me later and send those checks. Coming in at number 2, future-proofing the community creation. Now, this goes into a lot of stuff. This goes into not having to make the same wrestler every year. We need a feature where we can import wrestlers from the previous games into the new one. Now, I know this might be hard because from year to year, the game may change. There may be some graphical updates that need to happen where you can't port things from the previous game into the newer game. But just to have the feature that you could import, things or data from the last game into the new game would be, oh man, stupendous, because making the same characters year after year after year is annoying.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
It's frustrating, and I do think they need to improve on that. Just to future-proof the game, that's a great way to do it. To have it where you can import wrestlers from previous games. Everyone is looking out to be the next GTA 5. I understand that GTA 5 was released in September 2013, and for nearly 5 years, they sold the game at $60. We're talking about retail price. GTA was able to provide online content for people with updates and features, and it kept the game fresh for a lot of players. And I feel like the import wrestler thing is a great way to future-proof what they need to do for WWE 2K22 and beyond. Another thing is having it where the community can have one shared community. It's really tough when you're playing, like me, I'm on PC, and someone's playing on console, which is either Xbox, the Switch, the PlayStation, and they want to be a part of a wrestling community, or community creations rather, and they can't get their wrestlers on because this person's playing Xbox, that person's playing PlayStation. So it's hard for these characters to see the light of day on each other's brands or even face each other because the communities are totally separate. And I think that causes a kind of divide, because then it's leaving people out that really would like to interact with each other. And if they made the community, which is the creation community, one big melting pot, there's so many good creators out there that make a lot of great cause. And I think that not having your hands and not having it be able to where you can access these great cause from these great creators, it's really bad. It's really like catering to one side, where we all can have a chance to download some of these great cause that these great creators are out here creating on a daily basis. So having an integrated community server where we all can download from one spot and upload to one spot would be amazing. And to add on to that, I know WWE 2K hear a lot from the fans when they want to provide live updates, the roster changes to attires. This is something that the game has been asking and lacking for many years. Now, before I give away my number one pick, I need you guys to hit that like button, hit the comments section, but it really helps me out when you subscribe to the channel. Lets YouTube know that you care about my channel.
Honorable mentions include
Creative Finisher, GM Mode, and bringing back the icons and attributes that identify whether your character is clean or dirty. Now let's get over to our number one thing that I feel: create a story. Man, create a story was first introduced in WWE 2K13. It was something I wish I took advantage of, and it would be the icing on the cake for me this year, as they try to give the game way more immersion than it ever has before. This, I feel, would have so much replay value for WWE 2K if they was to put it in for content creators like me, hence why this is geared toward more people who do the same thing I do, which is deal with cause and tell stories. I do believe that create a story is one of the biggest features that need to return to WWE 2K22 to be a big, strong selling point. With the add-on features and immersions and the library of content of cutscenes that could be added to this game, it would make this game turn around 100-fold for me as a content creator. Well, here's my thing for you. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you want to see return to WWE 2K22? Don't forget to check out the latest content here on CPW Wrestling, Critical Pro Wrestling. And if you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button, support the channel, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Hit that like button, leave a comment in the comment section, and if you're not a subscriber, what are you doing? Hit the subscribe button today to stay up on the latest and greatest. Hit the bell for notifications when I drop new videos on CPW. And don't forget to stay up on the latest by heading over to wearecpw.com.
Everything I do, I'm just being genuine. Yeah, I'm sick of being screwed, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah. I'm grateful, oh yeah, able, oh yeah, I'm stable, oh yeah, no label, oh yeah, you know me, I have only a path, I'm lonely.